Hello, welcome back to the Dan Cave. So, I was just sat here and realised it's New Year's Eve, so it must be time for an end of year review. So, 2025 probably didn't build as many kits as previous years, but that doesn't matter, so be it. There was so many highlights from 2025, particularly for me from a modelling point of view. Built my first MFH kit. From an IPMS branch point of view, Scale Fanatics went to 3 shows this year. We did really well at the competitions at Telford. Not me personally, I didn't enter any, but Alan Parker once again came away with Best Civilian Vehicle and a gold medal for 2 years running. So that's really good for a branch. However, regardless of what was done, there is lots to look forward to in 2026, of course, as you can imagine. Always lots of kits, always lots of things to do, but of course this is looking back at 2025. And this year, of course, there was a grand total of, I think it was 12 kits. We'll get to it when I get to sit down anyway. So we're going to head up and I'm going to have a look back at what was built this year. But as you can see, there is lots left to do over the coming years. But this video is not about that. This video about what was done, what's still technically this year, 2025. So let's head on over to the bench and see what's been done. So here we have it. I'm sat down, ready to go. So let's dive into 2025, which is on the screen just over here. So the year started with the new 124th BMW 320i E46, which was a simple curbside build. So used the detail upset from Nunu and had a set of decals from LB Productions as well in the Hasu rotor scheme for Winkelhock. It's a really good start to the year, really simple kit, but really enjoyable. A nice way to get into things for the start of the year. Would definitely build this kit again. I actually really enjoyed it. So next up was the Fujimi 24th scale McLaren MP4 12C GT3. So this was done with the Hobby Design detail set and a Racing Decal 43 scheme plus their carbon sheet as well. Now, with the detail upset and the carbon set, this kit was absolutely a delight to build. So much work on it for what is technically a simple curbside kit. But once you add in all that kind of carbon, all that photo etch, absolutely brilliant kit to build. Really enjoyed that. Next up was the Airfix 48 scale Spitfire Mark 18. So that was in 48 scale. So that was actually built as a build for Lee over UMP. So that video build actually featured on the UMP channel and on the International Scale Modeler channel as well. So and it was mainly to kind of show what's available through Lee's UMP store and what products UMP offer as well. But lovely kit from Airfix. I have their 2-seat Spitfire to build as well, which will be based around the same mouldings, but enjoyable, no major flaws with it that I found, and just enjoyed the build thoroughly. So after that, I went back to 72nd scale Spitfire. So actually, technically, it's a Seafire L3, which was done in the Irish Air Corps scheme. This is not a good kit. So this is a short run injection kit, very poorly molded, a huge amount of filler needed, but a nice little kit to build out of the box, and adds to my 72nd scale collection for the Irish Air Corps. So then there was a little bit of a reset. Went and built the Hasegawa 72nd scale F106. Very simple, very old kit from Hasegawa. No major flaws, plenty of fillers, got raised detail, but these old Hasegawa kits do go together well. They scrub up reasonably well, and there it is sat next to the F102 that I built a couple of years ago. So once that was completed, I jumped into building this 1 to 112th scale. What an odd scale, from Revell, the X-Wing Fighter. Very simple, snap together basically, a little bit of glue, a little bit of paint work, a little bit of weathering. Enjoyable little kit to build. And that adds again to a little bit of a Star Wars collection that I'm building up. Might even end up doing a small dio with these at some point. And then one of my Holy Grail kits in a way. Would I call it a Holy Grail kit? Yeah, probably. So this is the Tamiya 112 scale Honda NSR 500 in the Nastro Azzurro Valentino Rossi scheme. Very hard to get this kit. They go for ridiculous prices. So if you build it, make sure you don't mess it up. This one I really enjoyed building. Few little issues with the decals. The decal's very old, a little bit of kind of cracking in some places, but aside from that, this kit went together absolutely beautifully. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Paints came from Zero Paints and Gravity Spain 2K to give it that beautiful gloss finish. And then there was, of course, as I mentioned at the very intro, my first MFH kit, which was the 1/20th scale Ferrari 312 T4, which is the full detailed kit. There's just a huge amount of work in this kit. Lots of, it's basically a box of scrap metal in some ways, with some plastic bits, some resin bits, photo etch, and just a huge amount of work to build this up and put it together. But, I did enjoy it. It took a lot of time, but I did enjoy it. Put a lot of effort into it, and I think it's come out reasonably well. I'm pretty pleased with it. It makes a nice kind of presentation kit on the shelf. And, once again, it was Zero Paints for the main paint and Gravity Spain 2K, once again, for the shine. So then I wanted to step back into history. So this is the Italieri 24 scale Lancia LC2. So I built this many, many years ago, brush painted with Humbrol paints. I wanted to redo it again. This one was done using Zero Paints, Gravity Spain 2K, all bells and whistles in terms of decal solutions and polishing, etc. And I wanted to put it side by side with the one I built originally back in 20 odd years ago, just to see how things have evolved in terms of how I build things, but also how techniques and materials have changed. I think the one on the left definitely looks a bit better. So then it was another bike and another NSR 500, but this time it was the 1986 NSR 500 in the factory scheme. Quick build, straight from the box. Very, very enjoyable little kit. Went together with absolutely no problems whatsoever. And again, a thoroughly enjoyable build. I mean, Tamiya bikes are always, a great build. This one went together absolutely fine. So then back to cars again. So this was for the British GB group build over at Scale Fanatics. And the link to Britain, because it's obviously a BMW, it's a German car, is the fact that this car won the 1993 British Touring Car Championship. So it's a BMW 318 and 24 scale from Hasegawa. Again, Hasegawa kits can be somewhat underrated. They go together pretty well. The decals absolutely fine. It's quite a complex scheme, but the decals went down absolutely brilliantly. The kit just went together absolutely fine. Really enjoyed putting this together. Again, simple curbside kit, but an enjoyable build nonetheless. And then the final kit that was built this year was the Ayashima 1/24 scale Mines R34 Skyline. To this, I picked up at a model show a few years back. Wanted to kind of build it side by side with the Tamiya one to compare the kits. Finally got around to doing it. I think this is less refined than the Tamiya kit. But it did go together really well. The addition of some carbon fibre, I think, just dresses it up a little bit. And I did add some seat belts as well to the interior in green ribbon. So let's head back to me for, I suppose you might say, a final summary of the year. So let's head on back. So there we have it. That's 2025 done and dusted. 12 builds. I'm happy with all of them, actually. Really happy with all of them. I would have liked to build more. I always like to build more. Just because, that pile of kits is not going to build itself if I don't build them. So, but yeah, if I were to be pushed on to pick, we'll say my three favorites from 2025, and this is in no particular order, I would probably say the McLaren, the MP412C. Adding the detail upset and adding the carbon set, I think really dresses that kit up absolutely beautifully. Definitely needs a carbon set. I think that really adds a lot to that kit. The photo etch from Hobby Design really adds a good bit more as well. So that was really good, and it is nice that I have another one of those detail sets and another carbon set and another kit to build at some point in the future. So that's probably number one of the top three. Other ones in the top three, the MFH Ferrari as well. That was a challenging build to go back to some stuff, some different techniques in modeling that I've not done for many years, or done in modeling. Some soldering as well, which I've not really done in modeling at all. So that was the interesting challenge, and just the complexity of the kit as well. That just pushes your kind of skill set a little bit. So that was really enjoyable. So that's definitely in the top three. That's number 2 of 3, and then number 3 of 3. Oh, it's hard to pick. I think I'm going to go with the 48 scale Spitfire, actually, because I've never been a big fan of 48 scale. I was always more 72nd scale. I've always built a few, but this one again, was kind of interesting to, because I was building it for someone else as well in a way. To kind of, I was building it for Lee over at UMP. There was kind of slightly kind of different kind of thought process to it. It was about trying to showcase some of the techniques that can be done with some of the UMP products. So it was a little bit of a slightly different way to build a kit for me. But the result I'm absolutely proud of. I think it looks fantastic. Really pleased with how it's come out. So that would be my top 3. So there we go. That's 2025 done. I'm going to wish everyone an absolutely fantastic 2026 to come. So happy New Year. Merry Christmas as well, and Happy Christmas, whatever, to people, because I've been MIA for the last week or so because I've had family here for Christmas, so I've done very little modelling over the festive period. I've been relaxing with family, which has been absolutely brilliant, but I am back at the bench for a couple of days. So thank you everybody who's watched, subscribed, liked on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you name it. Of course, if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like the video, feel free to leave a comment as well. Feel free to let me know what you thought were my best builds of the year. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in 2026. So bye bye from me. Bye bye.